Rachel Lindsay, the trailblazing star of The Bachelorette, has recently opened up about her emotional journey following her divorce from Brian Abasolo. After 4 years of marriage, Brian filed for divorce in January 2024, citing irreconcilable differences. Their relationship, which began with a public and much celebrated proposal on The Bachelorette, has now reached its end. As Lindsay reflects on her time with Brian, she reveals that their relationship wasn't as flawless as it might have appeared to fans. Instead, it was filled with challenges, anxieties, and a lot of soul-searching. Now, as she moves forward, Rachel is looking toward a future of new possibilities, particularly focusing on her desire to become a mother, even if marriage is no longer in the picture. The reality of a public proposal. Rachel Lindsay's engagement to Brian Abasolo was a defining moment in Bachelor Nation. However, despite the fairy tale ending that played out on screen, Rachel recently admitted that the moment Brian proposed to her was far from magical in her eyes. Speaking on the podcast Getting Grilled with Curtis Stone, Rachel revealed that Brian's proposal on The Bachelorette was one of the scariest days of her life. Although she was happy at the time, she confessed to feeling weird after the proposal. One of the reasons Rachel felt so anxious was her family's expectations. She had reassured her parents before going on the show that she wouldn't fall in love, let alone get engaged. So when Brian did pop the question, she was terrified of how her family would react. I can't say exciting was the word. I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to tell my parents that I got engaged, she explained. Rachel recalled feeling quiet and uncomfortable on the way home after the proposal, noting that she was weirded out by the entire experience. Rachel further elaborated that she never truly expected to get engaged on The Bachelorette. While she saw potential in Brian after the first night, she never thought it would lead to marriage. After that first night, I was like, there's potential here, but I still was like, there's no way I'm gonna marry this person, she admitted. Even when the cameras shut down and she was left with an engagement ring on her finger, Rachel felt overwhelmed by the reality of starting a new life with Brian. Navigating a long-distance marriage, Rachel and Brian's relationship faced unique challenges from the beginning. After leaving The Bachelorette, the couple chose to keep much of their relationship private, a decision Rachel said was influenced by the intense public scrutiny they faced. Rachel, who is based in Los Angeles, and Brian, who runs his chiropractic business in Miami, maintained a bicoastal marriage for much of their relationship. This long-distance dynamic put additional pressure on their marriage as they navigated their individual careers while trying to build a life together. In interviews, Rachel spoke candidly about their decision to live apart for a time, explaining that they were both focused on their careers. You're focusing on your practice and building it to a place you want it to be. And I am here in LA working for extra and doing other things. And we're doing this to eventually bring ourselves together, she explained on Brian's Dr. Ab's Healthcast podcast. The couple always maintained that they had a timeline for when they would eventually live together full-time, but the bicoastal arrangement took a toll on their marriage. The challenges of COVID-19 and quarantine. Like many couples, Rachel and Brian found their relationship tested during the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020, Rachel admitted that quarantining together during the outbreak had put stress on their marriage. She revealed in an interview that they had their fair share of arguments while being confined together, which is something that many couples could relate to during the lockdown. Despite the challenges, Rachel initially believed that the quarantine experience had brought them closer together. In an interview with POPLE in 2020, she said, "We've definitely grown close together because we're planning a future." At the time, Rachel expressed optimism about their future together, discussing their plans to plant roots and start a family. However, as the pandemic stretched on, the strain of living in such close quarters seemed to exacerbate the underlying issues in their marriage. The complicated divorce. By January 2024, it became clear that the pressures of a public relationship, long-distance living, and the challenges of quarantine had taken their toll on Rachel and Brian's marriage. Brian filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Their divorce proceedings have been complex and, at times, contentious. Rachel was ordered to pay Brian over $13,000 per month in temporary spousal support, along with covering some of his legal fees. The financial aspect of their separation has further complicated matters, with Rachel reportedly regretting their decision not to sign a prenuptial agreement before their wedding. Additionally, new details emerged during the divorce proceedings that painted a picture of a marriage under strain long before the official separation. In a recent interview, Brian revealed that he and Rachel had been sleeping in separate beds for months before their divorce, a sign that the marriage was deteriorating. These revelations have only added to the public scrutiny surrounding their divorce, making it a high-profile case within Bachelor Nation. Rachel's reflections and new beginnings. Now that her marriage is over, Rachel Lindsay is reflecting on her journey and looking forward to the next chapter of her life. On various podcasts and interviews, she has spoken about the emotional toll of the divorce and how she's navigating her feelings about it. Divorce is such a tricky thing. I don't even know how I'm going to feel about all that, she admitted. Despite the emotional complexity, Rachel remains hopeful about her future. One of the things that Rachel is most excited about is the possibility of dating again. While she hasn't dated seriously since her 20s, she's now ready to re-enter the dating world. However, finding someone new is not her immediate priority. Rachel is still processing her feelings about the divorce and wants to take her time before jumping into a new relationship. More than anything, Rachel is focused on becoming a mother. Even if she doesn't get married again, Rachel has made it clear that starting a family is one of her top priorities. "I want a family. That is something that I really want, that is important to me. I really want children," she said. Rachel remains determined to manifest this dream into reality, whether or not marriage is part of the equation. She's confident that this next chapter of her life will involve motherhood, and she's excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. Looking back and moving forward, Rachel Lindsay's journey from reality TV star to navigating a highly publicized divorce has been anything but easy. Reflecting on her time with Brian Abasolo, Rachel admits that their relationship had its share of ups and downs, many of which were exacerbated by the pressures of public life and the challenges of a long-distance marriage. Despite these difficulties, Rachel remains hopeful about the future and is focused on building a life that brings her happiness and fulfillment. As she embarks on this new chapter, Rachel is prioritizing what truly matters to her: her emotional well-being, her future as a mother, and the possibility of finding new love when the time is right. Her reflections on her journey serve as a reminder that even when relationships don't have the fairy tale ending we envision, there's always room for growth, healing, and new beginnings. Rachel Lindsay is ready to embrace whatever the future holds, and she's determined to do it on her own terms. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. And for more updates on your favorite celebrities, their journeys, and breaking news in the entertainment world, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next one.